And welcome to 5 News with me, Sian Williams.
And me, Claudia Liza Vanderpoy. Our headlines tonight: get vaccinated or get sacked.
That's the ultimate.
But is that fair, or is it forcing people to do something they just don't want? WhatsApp us on the 5 phones. Plus the second part of our exclusive report on the kids who abuse their adoptive parents.
Hello. All frontline NHS staff in England will have to be fully vaccinated against COVID by April next year, or else they'll lose their job. The Health Secretary told MPs he's making jabs mandatory to protect vulnerable patients and the NHS. More than 100,000 workers are thought to be unvaccinated. It's hoped more of them will now be encouraged to come forward. But with staffing already in crisis and waiting lists growing, there's a real problem if they don't. Here's our political editor, Andy Bell. Compulsory for NHS staff and then sack them if they refuse the jab. We could be talking tens of thousands of people leaving the health service. Or do you think they have a right to say no? We really want to hear your thoughts on this, don't we, Sian?
Yeah, that's right, Sian. You can get in touch.
Now, a man who was trapped in a cave in the Brecon Beacons for more than 2 days is now recovering in hospital after an extraordinary rescue. It took dozens of volunteers working shifts to reach him, treat him, and then painstakingly carry him out. It was quite the moment when he emerged last night. Here's Jay Akbar.
All on the 5 phone, and Michelle from Harrow says as long as staff are testing regularly, I do not see why it should be mandatory. And Rima in Surrey has told us, I wouldn't want an unvaccinated medical professional touch.
Welcome back. This is 5 News, and this is our top story tonight. The Health Secretary, including on the Vine show earlier. So let's go to Storm from her kitchen tonight. Quite a fierce row on this. Storm, complicated discussion and very passionate opinions on both sides. Make sure you both for joining us. Really good to see you both. Dr. Natalie Rout, it sounds like where we are now is a jab or your job. Is it right to force people to have a jab or lose their employment? You don't think it should be enforced? You don't think health workers should be forced to have the jab? This is 5 News if you just joined us.
And let's bring you up to date on some of the headlines to get you up to speed. A 10-year-old boy has...
Now, yesterday we highlighted a form of domestic abuse that you might not have been aware of, where parents are the victims at the hands of their own children. It can involve coercion, control, emotional abuse and physical violence. Of course, a child can be brought up by someone other than biological parents, and in that case, the problem is sometimes worse. Research said, well, there are now calls for more support. Our chief correspondent Tessa Chapman spoke to 2 women who both feel they're on the brink. Just a warning, you might find some of the details in this report upsetting. Back, there's hundreds of messages coming in from you on those plans to force NHS staff in England to get jabs. CL, it's incredible, isn't it?
Sian, hundreds and hundreds.